Our Earth and the solar system. The sky on a cloudless, clear night is a feast to the eyes as we feel surrounded by hundreds of shining celestial bodies. They are also called heavenly bodies as we associate them with heaven. Most of these appear to twinkle, and we call them stars. You will also be able to see a few points of light which do not appear to twinkle. These could be planets. The planets, the sun, and moons constitute our solar system. The sun, moon, earth, stars, planets, as well as dust and gases are found in a large vacuum called space. Space is vast and limitless and is also called the universe. It contains millions of stars and other celestial bodies. Let us examine these celestial bodies more closely. Stars. Stars are very big and hot and are made up of gases. They have their own heat and light, which they emit in large amounts. They are similar to the sun, but we do not feel their heat or light, and they look so small because they are very far away from us. There are millions of stars in space, but the closest star to the Earth is the sun. Stars are found in groups or clusters called galaxies. Galaxies are big groups of millions or trillions of stars. There are many galaxies in our universe. The galaxy in which our solar system is located is called the Milky Way or Akashganga. It is estimated to contain about 1,00,000,000 stars. Our Sun is an ordinary, medium-sized star. It looks bigger than others because it is closer to us than any other star. The star nearest to the Sun is Proxima Centauri. The distance between the Earth and Proxima Centauri is more than 40 trillion kilometers. Constellation. A constellation is a group of stars forming a certain shape. One best example of a constellation seen in the sky is Ursa Major, or the Great Bear. It is also known as Saptarishi, as it is a group of 7 stars arranged in a pattern of a bear. It is the most easily recognizable constellation. It helps us to locate Pole Star with the help of 2 stars at the head of the Great Bear. These 2 stars are known as pointers because they indicate the pole star. In ancient times, navigators used to determine directions during the night with the help of pole star as it remains in the same position in the sky. Astronomers today recognize 88 constellations. The solar system. Our solar system has major and minor heavenly bodies called planets, satellites, asteroids, and smaller bodies called meteors and comets revolving around the Sun. Sun can be regarded as the head of the family as it is at the center of the solar system. It is made up of extremely hot gases emitting radiant energy, which is spread in all directions. The distance between the Earth and Sun is about 150 million kilometers. The distances in space are measured in light years. The distance covered by Sun in 1 year is called a light year. You may be surprised to know that it takes about 8 minutes for sunlight to reach the Earth. Planets. The word planet is derived from the Greek word planeti, meaning wanderer. A planet is that heavenly body which moves around the Sun in an elliptical orbit and at the same time rotates on its axis. It looks like a star, but it has no heat and light of its own. It shines merely by reflecting the light of the Sun. The simplest method of identifying planets from stars is that stars twinkle, whereas planets do not. All planets are spherical in shape, but their composition and size is different. In order of distance from the Sun, they are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Mercury or Buddha. It is the closest to the Sun and takes 88 days to go around the Sun on its orbit. Life is not possible on this planet as there is no water and atmosphere around it. Venus or Shukra. It is the second planet from the Sun and closest to the Earth. It is the brightest planet in the solar system. Its size is almost the same as that of Earth. Earth or Prithvi. It is the third planet from the Sun and the only planet to have life on it. It revolves around the Sun and also rotates on its axis, causing day and night. Mars or Mangal. It is red in color and hence called the red planet. It has a large amount of water as ice in form of polar caps. It is believed that there is some possibility of plant life on this planet. Jupiter or Brihaspati. This is the largest planet of the solar system. It is so large that around 1300 Earths can be placed inside it. Its surface is cooled and is made up of several gases like hydrogen, helium, and methane. Saturn or Shani. It is a unique planet because it has 3 beautiful rings around it, possibly made of ice. It has very low temperature. It is the least dense among all the planets. Uranus. It appears green on being viewed through a telescope and hence also called the green planet. It is very far away from the Sun and there is no possibility of life on it. Neptune. It is slightly smaller than Uranus but is a lifeless cold desert. It is farthest from the Sun at a distance of about 4,469 million kilometers from the Sun. Planets and their motion. All planets exhibit 2 types of motions: revolution and rotation. Revolution. According to the heliocentric theory, all the planets revolve around the Sun in the same direction. However, the period of revolution is different for each planet. Each planet moves around the Sun in an elliptical path called orbit. Since Mercury is closest to the Sun, it has the shortest orbit. The gravitational pull of the Sun keeps the planets orbiting in a fixed path. Rotation. Each planet also rotates or spins about its axis. The Earth's axis is the imaginary line joining the North Pole and South Pole through the center of the Earth. Except for Uranus and Venus, all other planets rotate from west to east. The Earth completes a rotation in about 23 hours and 56 minutes. Satellites. Satellites are small heavenly bodies which revolve around the planets. As the planets revolve around the Sun, the satellites move with them. As a result, the satellites also revolve around the Sun. Like planets, satellites shine by reflecting light from the Sun. All planets except Mercury and Venus have satellites. The Earth has only one satellite called the Moon. Jupiter's satellite, known as Ganymede, is the largest. The Moon. The Moon is the largest and brightest object in the night sky. It is the only natural satellite of the Earth. It shines because its light-colored surface reflects sunlight. As the Moon revolves around the Earth, its shape seems to change every night. We see varying amount of its sunlit part called phases of the Moon. You can see the full moon only once in about a month's time. It is full moon night or Purnima. After 15 days of time, you can watch the night sky best, provided it is a clear cloudless night. This is called new moon night or Amavasya. The moon has no atmosphere. There are many mountains, plains and circular depressions called craters on the surface of the moon. We only find rocks and dust on the moon. During the day, its temperature is about 100 degrees Celsius, which falls to minus 15 degrees Celsius at night. Man has always been fascinated by moon. Space explorations in recent years have brought to light many facts about it. In 1969, man's dream of going to the moon came true as American astronaut Neil Armstrong became the first man to walk on it. He brought back to Earth some samples of lunar rock, which suggest that moon has a dead surface. Other celestial bodies. Meteoroids. They are shooting stars that crash into Earth's atmosphere. They move about in the space and go around the sun. When they come near the Earth's atmosphere, as a result of friction, they begin to glow and are called meteors. When such shooting stars are still in the solar system but would enter the Earth's atmosphere, they are called meteoroids. After entering the Earth's atmosphere, they may partly burn up, and fragments that reach the ground are known as meteorites. Asteroids. Between the Mars and Jupiter lies a belt of small bodies called asteroids. The largest of these tiny planets is Ceres. Many scientists and astronomers believe that asteroids are fragments of a planet which exploded long time ago. Comets. Comets are glowing objects made up of ice and dust with long tails, which we sometimes see streaking across the night sky. Comets spend most of the time in the far reaches of the solar system. They form a tail which starts to glow when they come near the sun. Since they follow a long path around the sun, they take many years to complete their orbit. The most famous, Halley's Comet, appears after every 76 years. It is named after British scientist Edmund Halley, who first discovered it. It was last seen in the year 1986. Dwarf planet. It is a spherical heavenly body much smaller than a planet which orbits the sun. It differs from satellites as it has its own gravitational field to orbit the sun independently. Since its discovery in 1930, Pluto was considered to be a planet. But in the year 2006, the International Astronomical Union, IAU, adopted a new definition of planet in which Pluto does not fit. It is now reclassified as a dwarf planet. Ceres and Eris are two other dwarf planets apart from Pluto. Earth, a unique planet. Earth is the third planet from the Sun and is the fifth largest planet. It is also called blue planet as it reflects a mixture of blue and green light. Blue because of oceans and green because of vegetation. The shape of Earth is like a sphere. It bulges at the equator and flattens at the poles. This shape is also unique, and the Greek called it geoid, or Earth-like shape. The Earth is at an optimum distance from the Sun. This is the reason why Earth is neither too hot nor too cold. The mean surface temperature is 14 degrees Celsius. Earth is the only planet in the universe which supports life. This is because the conditions to support life exist on Earth. These conditions are availability of water, suitable temperature, breathable atmosphere due to the presence of life-supporting gas oxygen. Breathable atmosphere. Living beings need oxygen to breathe, which is present on the Earth. Plants need carbon dioxide for preparing their food through photosynthesis, which is also present on the Earth. Moreover, the presence of ozone on the Earth protects plants and animals from harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. Water. The Earth is the only planet where liquid water is found. Water is also found on other planets, but only in frozen form. Moderate temperature. The Earth has an average temperature of 22 degrees Celsius, which is suitable for plants and animals for survival. The other planets are either too hot or too cold.